So what do you think?
The first time I watched it, I quit by the time I got to the most recent arc. I'm like, I don't play watching this. And sorry, something else. So I stopped watching it.
You made it past the entertainment arc.
I made it past the entertainment arc.
Wow.
And I got to the first episode of the Swordsmith. It's me hard to say. The Swordsmith Village arc. And I was like, man, I don't feel like watching it.
Really?
Anymore. Yeah, I was like,
After the entertainment arc.
Yes.
Wow. I was all in.
I wasn't.
Wow.
Then when watching it now, so we were doing this, I liked it a little bit better. The same things I liked, I still liked. And the things I didn't like, I still didn't like. Wow. But overall, I think where the show's just left off, I am kind of looking forward to see what's going to happen next. I think they're finally making some movement of the overall plot. I think I was texting this. I think there is some repetitiveness of this the structure of the arcs.
It's very structured,
which was kind of annoying.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
But it did leave off on a good note for me. I'm like, all right, maybe I'll check out what's going to happen.
That's where I disagree. I think I was getting ready to be like, yo, this is one of my top animes. And
okay, relax.
Dude, I agree with you on it is very, in a weird way, formulaic.
Yeah.
That if you're not paying attention, you'll miss. But it's like, they literally go, it's a mission of the season. They kind of faff around for like six episodes, doing nothing. And then it goes, stronger demon than normal. Nah. And then everyone's dead. And then through the power of friendship and resilience, they make it through with an amazing spectacle of art and dazzle, which I eat up every time because I'll be like bored, and then I'm like episode 8 or whatever part of the season comes in, and I go, that was amazing, and then I'm all bought in, and then I'm like, oh, okay, and then every season is pretty much stands on the shoulders of like the last 3 or 4 episodes. Every season, I feel like.
What kind of gets what I was getting annoyed with, it was like they'll start off doing some like normal stuff, like cool, yeah, and then like then the second half of the season is just one fight. It is just one. I'm like, oh my god, will this enemy die? It's some of the fights, even though they're good, I feel like so good. They drag on, and it's like I will say one good thing about the fights. I do like Tanjiro's narrations and stuff and his thoughts during the fights. Yeah. They seem a little more like easy to listen to, as opposed to some.
It's way easier to follow than like JJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
It's easier to follow. It's a little more comforting in a way, and I kind of like listening to his thoughts as he's going through the fights.
Yeah,
that's one really good thing I enjoy about a lot of the battles with Demon Slayer. But like it's the same. It's the same. Like definitely with Mugen Train and the entertainment arc. Tanjiro and the gang and his boys, they go to meet up with Hashira to do a mission. Then a lower ranked demon comes in. Then Tanjiro somehow wins. Stronger demon comes in. Oh no, the Hashira has to come in and step in. The only difference is one of them dies and the other one's like, I'm going to retire. And that's what I'm like. Hold on. Kind of what happens.
Oh, how do you not love the entertainment district?
I like Mugen Train a little bit better because I kind of like the fight where he was falling asleep. He had to kill himself in the dream to wake himself back up.
I thought that was awesome.
I thought that was Mugen Train. That's why I liked. That's what I liked about that one.
Okay, okay,
that's what happened.
We'll start from the. I'm start from the entertainment and work backwards.
All right,
not entertainment. I'm sorry, swordsmith and work backwards. So the swordsmith.
I hated that one so much.
The swordsmith is my. It was almost my favorite arc because of how it was going to end. It ended up being my least favorite arc almost because.
Oh, okay.
Because I was when it came to when the sun came. Okay, it's spoilers for everybody. When it came from when the sun was coming out, and I was like, "Yo, they're about to off Nezuko." I was like, "Oh my god, if they do this."
You know what? Tanjiro was floating a little too slowly for too long. I was like, "They're not going to do this."
Dude, if they had killed Nezuko, I would have been like, "They have balls." Because they killed Rengoku in the Mugen Train.
Yeah.
And I said, yo, if they kill her off, this shonen has a lot of balls.
Yeah.
And they let her live, just took the entire moment away. I said, oh my God.
You know how I was talking about, like, because I was thinking about this, because we talked about this before, but when we were talking about Naruto and Hinata, when Hinata, everyone thought she was going to get killed by pain. And like 2 seconds later, oh no, she's fine. I'm like,
that's how I felt. That's how I felt.
Because that part was really, really good. And I was like, probably should have, if you weren't going to kill her, you should have made this strong, this strong scene.
The
sad
like, music.
Yeah, because the scene was really, really good. And then they kind of took it away. But yeah, like with Swordsman's Village, I was tuning out. I'm like, all right, this is getting kind of annoying.
Yeah, because the
I didn't like
the Ashira wasn't as interesting.
Tokido. Like I didn't like him. I was like, okay. And then it got to the end, and you kind of find out, oh, Nezuko can survive in daylight. Oh, Kibutsuji. Oh, this is why he wants Nezuko. I'm like, okay, here we go. No, I didn't like them taking it back, but I did kind of find it interesting about, okay, now we're starting to figure out what's going to happen now. Instead of them just doing, now they're not going to be doing, I'm guessing, I don't know how the manga's going. It's not going to be some random mission, and now it's like we're going to like get to the actual crux of everything.
You know what would have actually been, what would have saved it? Is if they planted the seed that was his goal. They never said,
oh, yeah.
Like, oh, Muzan is trying to figure out how to stay awake in the daylight. From what I remember, all it was, I gotta find the blue spider lily, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Or I gotta kill all the Hashira. And it wasn't quite clear that was the mission until she survived. And it's like, wait, I found someone survived? Which then I go, well, how do you know? You weren't even there. Like, so either plant.
Wait, Kibutsuji?
That's the
yeah, Muzan. Yeah, well, I think he found out from I forgot how he found out from the Kizuku that died or whatever. I think he found I think he got the information from him somehow. Because in that scene where he killed those 2 ladies.
Yeah.
Because he was like at the beginning of that scene, he was like, "Oh, thank you, blah blah blah."
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think that's how he found out.
But if they had planted the seed that he was looking for,
I kind of wish they kind of brought that up earlier. At least for me, because I could have been like, "Okay, this is his plan,"
Yeah, because I was like, if she died, I was so bought in because they were fighting a leprechaun.
What happened to that leprechaun? I kind of tuned out there. What happened to that leprechaun? Did he die? Yeah. What happened to that Hashira? Because she just came back, didn't she?
Yeah, she was. So basically, at the end, so remember the old dude? He shrinks and then he hit into the heart of a bigger version of himself, like a Russian nesting doll.
Yeah.
And so Tanjiro sliced him when he thought Nezuko was gonna die. Slices him in half. As they do like a scene where what was basically happening at the same time. She was apparently getting ready to get eaten by one of the dragons on one of his other forms.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And then she got saved.
All right, because I was like, by then I was kind of checking out, even though I was interested in like finally what was going on.
No, but the leprechaun thing was so dumb. I said, what? And then
because this arc had the least interesting Hashira, and
that's the leprechaun. I was like, this is so dumb.
Yeah, because they had the least interesting Hashira.
Yep.
And I guess the Kizuki, I don't know.
Yeah, they were bad.
They weren't
my
good.
other big issue was, okay, you set up this whole thing. Not a single upper Kizuki has died in 100 years, right? Yeah. And you even killed a Hashira, the
prior
during the in the Mugen train.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, okay, to take out Nezuko, if not a Hashira, for after they both win, would have been an even trade. But then I was like, oh, you just off two Kizuki. Like I thought they were this unstoppable force,
That
and you have a kid who basically is a Hashira in training. He's
somehow he's
an intern. He's a Demon Slayer intern, and he just killed one.
Yeah,
like Rengoku is sitting here. He apparently is so fast they can't even track his speed, right?
Yeah,
and he died. I know he was fighting Asuka, whatever his name is. The upper third, Kizuki. Yeah. But I'm like, but the distance between Rengoku and Tanjiro seems way further than the upper 3 and the upper 5.
Yeah, I'm like, how is Tanjiro trying to kill these people? And
Yeah.
He's involved in 2 of the biggest murder kills in the history.
Yo, so that was my frustration.
It's like they haven't had one in a century, and he kills 2 in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. I was just like, what is happening here? So yeah, the Swordsmith arc was
that was a rough one. I will say that was a tough one to get through.
All would have been forgiven if Nezuko died, or all would have been mostly forgiven if they had planted the seed that was his goal.
Because when that whole thing was happening, I was like, okay, if Nezuko dies, where are they gonna go from here?
And that would have been awesome to me.
Which is good, but I'm like, okay, like, I hope you have something planned.
But yeah, I was like, oh, plot armor. I was like, okay, now you can't kill her again.
See, that was tough for me because I forgot to mention something. The strongest part of the series is Tanjiro and Nezuko. I like any scene when it comes to him saving her. I always enjoy those. And
they also have a great emotional dynamic. His reasons for being a demon slayer. We were saying in JJK, it's like what's the main character's name? Doesn't matter. Yuji. It's like he's like, my grandpa died. Okay.
They got over that so quickly.
So, right. Where there,
in this one, they kind of sit with it for for a little while.
Right. So yeah, my least favorite arc could have been my most favorite, depending on. But now it's not least favorite, but second least maybe is that arc. The entertainment district, fantastic. I loved every second of it. After I loved it, man. The
fight was too
long. It
was
so brutal. He broke his finger.
Yeah, I know, that was pretty crazy.
I was
like,
so I was watching this one recap video, and the dude, I can't think of the guy's name, but he called him the RZA Sheriff. Because he got 3 wives. That's another thing too. We learned in this arc is that apparently if you have boobs and you're a girl, it gives you power. I was like, what's happening here? Because Nezuko somehow had boobs.
But I was like, man, they can't leave boobs behind. They could not. Anime is moving so far, but they just cannot leave boobs.
All his wives. I was like, yo, what is happening here? They could not leave boobs behind at all. I do feel like a lot of Nezuko's strength is a bit unearned, but I'm willing to forgive it. Yeah, more or less. But it was so brutal. I love the entertainment arc, man.
It was. I just I don't know, like maybe I look at fights differently. I don't need to have a long draw. Maybe because I wasn't like I didn't feel as attached to characters as I should have been to like really enjoy the fight as much as everybody else. But I just felt like I was like, this fight's still going. I was like, you know why? It's been like half the season. Look.